Grand Rising, everyone. Happy Thursday. We are going to go into a meditation today and our regular meditation and use our breath to kind of help facilitate some calmness in our body. And then also, I feel like I kept hearing healing waters, healing waters. Like visualize yourself going into healing waters and speak life over yourself as you're imagining those spaces. Our brain doesn't know the difference truly between something that's actually happening or something that you're imagining. So your body can still produce the same reactions and chemicals even in your imagination. So let's give ourselves some love today. So go ahead and close down your eyes or find a soft gaze out in front of you. Connecting now like you do every morning, saying good morning to yourself. Starting to lengthen those inhales and exhales. Take several rounds of inhales, feeling all the way up. And then out, empty out completely. Deep breath in. And then let it go. Beautiful inhale, this healing breath. Let it go. Beautiful. Don't skip this part. This is important for your nervous system. Inhale. Release. Beautiful, beautiful. Just start to become aware now of how you're feeling. No judgment. Are you happy? Are you worried or anxious? Are you excited? Nervous? Just meeting yourself right where you are, no judgment. Just a little bit of a mindful, emotional mindfulness today, awareness. Just a little check in. Where are you? Beautiful, beautiful. Starting to notice the feeling that you may now have after your breath work. Imagine now that you are in a forest. You're walking along. What does your forest look like? Breathe in the essence of this forest. What does it smell like? Notice how your feet touch the earth, and with every step you take, you feel that Mother Earth energy coming from the earth up into your feet, into your being. Walking along in this mindfulness, this frequency of love and wonder and curiosity. Walking along, take it all in. Take a deep breath in and then let it go. You continue walking, and up ahead you hear the trickling of water. You hear it. It's in a distance. So you keep moving forward. You come to a clearing. It's beautiful. You see this beautiful pool of water. What does your pool of water look like? What does this pool of water feel like or smell like? Or what do you imagine it tastes like? Walk toward this water, this trickling sound of water. Walk toward it. And with every step that you take, notice that the own water in your body that we are made of, mostly water. As you start to walk nearer to the water, your own bodily water tunes into the very frequency of the water in the pool or the pond, whatever you see. Intuitively, you do feel that it is okay and safe to go into this water. As you go into the water, what does it feel like? Is anyone with you? How does it feel? This is a space for healing. You just know it. You just know it. The water's fine. You feel good in it. The temperature's just right. And you decide to sit or lie down in the water. You take several deep breaths, letting go of any other anxious feelings. You allow the water to begin to regulate with your water in your body, and everything just begins to flow together. And you take some time here noticing how everything starts to feel better in your body. You have so much gratitude right now for these calming waters, both in and out of you. in this beautiful healing space. Speak life over your body. Water, scientifically, water will respond to negative energy and to positive energy. Speak life over your body now. Be grateful for every part of your physical avatar that you are now, so that the water in your body can vibrate at a very high healing level. Take several deep breaths in right now, enjoying that. Take this time in this space now to connect with loved ones or your angels. Enjoy the healing waters. Come back to the healing waters anytime you need them. If you're here and you want to stay in this experience, just go ahead and mute me or see you later, alligator. But if you're ready to gently, gently come back, then you gently come to this awake awareness and you gently look around yourself. You stand, you look around in gratitude for all that you received here, gently walking out into the clearing, into and through the magical forest, back into your safe space where you go and meditate. And then when you're ready, bringing your awareness back to here. How we feeling? Anyone want to share anything today? How we feeling? Marianne or Kim? Yeah, go ahead, Kim.
I was just gonna say thank you. That was so good.
Good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I felt really calm whenever I was in the water. Like I finally like there were a couple parts of me that were still like kind of holding on to tension that I didn't even realize. And if you look at the video, I'm interested. I never watched my videos, but I'm interested to go back and see like my body go like that when I finally allowed myself to fully relax into that water. Marianne, how did everything go? If you don't mind me asking.
Yes, thanks for asking. Well, it's complicated. There are two defendants that are blaming each other, and they're trying to pit each other against paying. So, unfortunately, we didn't get too far yesterday after like 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. of a back and forth. And in the end, it's just going to get, I mean, they're going to have to spend a lot more money and they're going to get screwed in the end because we're still going to get paid. They just have to figure out who's paying. So it's the person, the German company that made the mountain coaster and then the mountain. And so they're blaming each other. And now they're going to have to spend more money on everything. And we already did our due diligence and spent, I don't know if you knew, we did all these trips to Colorado, New Orleans, and New Jersey to see all these specialists for my son. And now they have to get their expert witnesses and spend probably a couple grand. And then they're going to be discrediting themselves. So, in the end, they're going to go down. And it's insurance companies that were pulling the strings because there were many people on the Zoom call yesterday. And, I'll go to trial. I decided they wanted to settle and to stay out of trial because they know they're going to definitely lose in a trial when they see the pictures of my son and all of his rehab and him in a coma for 7 to 10 days and, gasping for his life. So, I will go to trial if I have to. And I think they're going to realize how damning this is. And even the judge told them that they'll lose when they go to trial. So it's better off to settle. They just need to come up to our terms, and we're not taking any less. My son deserves it, deserves for all he went through. And there's no guarantee. He's doing great. Trust me. He's an amazing miracle walking on this earth. And he's a stronger person than I could ever be. So I find my happiness and joy and hope through him. Um, but now it's just going to probably take 2 more months for their expert witnesses to now set us back down and waste our time. And it was just a lot of buildup for the last 2 weeks with a lot of emotions. And I was finally hoping that this 3 years of all of this was going to come to an end. And so my heart hurts, but I'm not going to be discouraged by it. Like my back in between my shoulder blades is killing me. And I guess that's my heart chakra. But I
Mhm.
know this will, it's in God's hands now. And He saw everything we went through. And I know there'll be divine justice. And we just have to wait now.
And you will. It doesn't, yeah, everything you said was beautiful and perfect. Like how you said it's going to like they're the ones that are going to be suffering and spending more money. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
And in the end, they're going to have to. So if one basically, now it's all in their court, ours is already like, okay, this is what we want. You guys need to figure out who's going to pay. And so now one of them is going to end up paying the other's attorney fees and expert fees. And so one of them is going to get real screwed. And again, it's the insurance companies that are,
They're doing.
they have the money. They have the
Yeah,
money. They just don't want to pay.
yeah.
And so now they are really, it's going to get ugly through them, and it's their own fault. And I guess they have to go through that. They didn't read through all our 600 pages of expert, um, you know, all the people that we went to see and all the people that they hired, from engineers to everything, and all the specialty doctors we flew to see this summer in January. So at the drop of a hat. So it's just been a lot of time. And, my son had to see some of his shortcomings through some of these doctors where he didn't know. So, I think it's a learning experience for everybody and it's going to make us grow through it. And that's all I have to say. I was just praying and so hopeful and for this day to come and for it to be over and just kind of disheartening to know that it will continue on, but then I know divine justice will happen
Yes.
and my son is going to be set.
Yes. 100 million%. And everything.
Marianne, as someone who's been sued twice and has been on the other side, I promise you the insurance companies are going to pay. That like you said, you've done everything that you can do on your side. You already know you're going to get paid. It's just going to come down to who's going to pay you. So literally sit back, kick your feet up and wait for your money to come. I've been sued. I had to pay out $100,000 to a lady who tripped in my store. She fell and hurt her tooth. I had video camera. I had all this shit proving that she like it was bad, whatever she stepped on. But of course, like I was like, yeah, pay her. You know what I mean? It's different because I was like, yeah, what she wanted was absolutely ridiculous. Like she didn't get hurt that bad, in my opinion, which is why I fought it. And I was like, fuck off. 150,000 for what? And I kept hearing in my head, Kim, she wants six figures. She wants six figures. She got her six figures. My insurance company was like, we're going to settle. Courts do not want to go to court. Trust
Yeah.
me. They don't. When
Yeah.
my cousins were suing me, you have no idea how many mediations we had. And my mom would throw up after every single one because of the stress. It was fucking horrible. Um,
Yeah.
which is why I don't hate them anymore, but I hope they have the days that they deserve. I hope they have the lives that they deserve. And the insurance companies, they're all assholes. Like you said, they got the money. They got the fucking
Yeah.
money. You know what I mean? They charge you. They want to make sure you're paying your premiums every fucking month. So trust me. Like I just want you to know from being somebody on the other side of lawsuits, you're going to get your money. Trust
Yeah.
me. So it sucks that your son, like you said, all these things. And also, I don't want you to think of them as shortcomings. You know what I mean? Don't put that vibration out there because he's perfect. Like you said, he's a walking miracle. Like everything that's gonna come in his life is you're a blessing to him. You're an amazing fucking mom. Do you know what I mean? So um yeah, I just want to
Thank
give you
you.
that reassurance that it is
Well,
all going to
thank
work
you.
out in your favor. It really is. So just
Mm.
if I could just, it's easier said than done, but if I could just tell you like I assure you it's all going to work out in your favor. So,
Yeah,
and
I
like you
mean,
said,
it's something I do know. I think that I do know it is going to happen. I guess I feel a little bit, my expectations were let down, and I've had issues and was in therapy for years for expectations. And I should have not expected anything. But I really just wanted it to be over and set it behind us and be like, you know,
Oh, no.
this is
it's just, I
your
mean, it's
experience.
just
Yeah.
upsetting. And it was just a tough day. And today we'll move on, we'll continue on, continue that structure in my life of, doing what I do and knowing that I make a difference and knowing how much of a blessing it is to have my son still here on this earth and as blessed as he is and how well he's doing. He almost died
Yeah.
and was very, there was no, there's, we weren't sure if he was going to come out of that coma. His brain was so damaged. He had multiple fractures and compression fractures. And it was just months and months in the hospital. And, he had to learn how to walk, talk, eat, drink, swallow all over again. And it was hard watching that and just reliving it was just really hard.
Yeah.
Will
But
you have
knowing
to do that all again in the next round? Will you have to go
if
through all of that again?
so I deposed this last summer for 8 hours in Pittsburgh, and It was very grueling. I think I met with Kim the day before my deposition. Um, and it was probably one of the hardest things and the scariest things I've ever went through. So I don't have to depose again. And the only reason I would have to go back on the stand would be for trial, but I would. And, you know, hopefully it does not come to that. I don't think they will lose more money in
Yep.
attorney fees and
Yep.
court fees
Yep.
and oh my
Yep.
goodness. And
That's
and in the
exactly
end,
why they will settle. I promise you, especially
yeah,
something that's that much money. Like mine, my six figures was a drop in the bucket compared to like you know what I mean?
yes,
So that's the only reason. And so, and you just said it. You were in therapy for years for what? Expectations.
yeah,
This is a huge reminder of when things happen, what is that bigger picture? That's why I went ahead and let myself have my breakdown live because I was like, no, I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. But
yeah,
what did I literally say 3 days before that? The night that it happened, I was buying gifts for them because I was like, I'm going to be love. I'm going to choose love. And then Jesus said, okay, okay. Now let's see, So now you get to sit and be like, oh, that sucked. What just happened? Ah, I had expectations.
yeah.
Got it. And you're already seeing that, and like you said, I fucking love it. You're like, I heal the world. I'm out here doing amazing things. You are, So the fact that you can like stay in that space and remind yourself of that, that's amazing, Marianne. So I hope you
Mm.
give
Well,
yourself
thank
a big
you.
hug and a pat on the back for that today. Because that's what
Well,
it's
thank
about.
you.
Like, why is this happening? Ah, I expect
Yeah.
things and I expected it. That's okay. All right. Now my back
Well, I
hurts.
mean, I did leave it in, the hands of God, and I have been praying nonstop for pretty much weeks, and my angels, and I just, I mean, I still am covered. I know that. I know I'm not saying I was let down by, you know,
Oh, yeah.
anybody or anything. It's just, it's all in divine timing. I really do believe that. And um, I know it will come, and I know we'll get our justice. It may just take a little bit longer. But I'm not going to let this affect my life negatively anymore. My son is doing great, and that's what they're trying to use too, is that he is doing great. Um, but he still has a traumatic brain injury that has affected his, who knows what is going to happen in his life. Is he going to be able to I mean, I'm a veterinarian, my ex-husband has his MBA, we're both pretty successful. Where does that leave my son if he can't go to college or hold a job, or and that's they asked for his soccer before and after soccer videos that I've taken. Oh, so what did they think? He was going to be the next Lionel Messi? What? That's not, no, that's not why we're here, because he can run on a field. Look at him. Look how he moves. He's definitely not the soccer player he was before. And listen, he's playing soccer. That's a blessing to me. He's out
That is
there.
a blessing. That's the
That
blessing.
is an
Huge.
absolute blessing. And I'm so fucking
Grateful.
proud of him.
Yes.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
they asked
That.
for that. They asked for that on Monday, and I said, I started to spin up again, and I was like, oh, okay. So what is this about? Yeah, you can see him run on the field. So everything's just a-okay. No,
Mm-mm.
it's not a-okay with his brain, and so take a deep breath
Yeah.
and collect yourself, and the structure in my life and the work that I do brings so much to me, even though in the end it does exhaust me at times. But I feel that, you know, I have a place in this world, and this is just something, this is a very tough lesson in life to let me know that when I do have my son, I am with my son. I'm not on the phone taking calls. I'm not texting people back. I'm with my family when I have my son. And that is a huge priority that I overlooked when before this accident. And I've learned so much about life and just the beauty of hearing my son laugh every morning over playing with the cats or fooling around with the dog, and just the sheer joy in his life that, frankly, I wish I could laugh like that over, playing with a cat toy with my cats or my dog. He just laughs so hard. But, he's just teaching me that that's important, and he's bringing that joy in my life. And before, I was so much more serious and totalitarian about things, and I have let up with a lot of things in the structure of my parenting. So I have learned a lot, and, through the grace of God and, all my angels and all the people that have supported me. And that trip to Deep Creek alchemized that whole experience. I didn't think I could ever step foot back in Deep Creek, Maryland, and it was a wonderful trip that literally changed my life. So I thank all of you for inviting me and taking me in with loving arms, and it's helped me tremendously. Really, that was a huge step toward healing for me.
I love that.
I love that too. I love that. That is so beautiful. There are two things that kind of came up, like when you said about your son recognizing some of his own shortcomings, and I love how Kim was like, don't look at it like that. I heard focus on those as like, how can you shift them and look at them differently? Like, how can you make some of those things his superpowers?
Yeah,
So be creative with that, whatever that looks like to you. And then I feel like I keep feeling like this is all the pieces. Every single piece has to align for this all to like just settle. So
yeah,
it's coming, and it's like lighted, like you see the light. Like this is just one step closer to that final settlement. And so like when things come into my field, like say for example, one of my great friends like writes a book, like 15, 20 years ago, I would have been like, oh man, I wish I would have written a book. No, I see it now like, damn, go girl, she can write a book, I can write a book. Like it's just, for
yeah,
me, it's like a reflection of like what is possible out there. So like, but seriously, like it's all aligning all of the pieces. And so getting that close, just take that as you're almost there. You're almost there, and just keep that faith. And this shirt, I totally didn't know why I wore this today, but I feel like this is for you, Marianne.
yeah.
Faith over fear. All
Yes,
of us.
for sure.
But that was, yeah, he has superpowers now, and he always has. So now,
Yes, he does.
yes.
He is a special kid. I could tell that he's definitely different in a different way. He doesn't know exactly what he has, but I think he saw the light, if you know what I mean by that. So he's a special kid. He really is. He's amazing and a blessing. And I guess I mean, it goes back to, all the things that you guys have talked about. We chose this, and I have to take the soul lessons and find what the what I'm supposed to learn from this, and embrace it and be a better person from it. And my son has a lot to teach me, because I had to watch, it was I
I
can't even
wore
tell you the feelings I felt watching him go through every single day. I was there from morning to night, and watching him just struggle through everything, and thought, wow, I wish I could help you. And gosh, he was just such an amazingly brain strong kid, and stronger than I could ever be, to tell you the truth. And he's an inspiration to me. And I'm blessed to be his mom, for sure.
Number one, I would love to meet him one day. Number two, if you ever want us to do a Reiki circle on him, it would just be like a protection thing. You know what I mean? Let us know.
Yeah.
And three, I also want to invite you to, and if I've said the words, I apologize, but saying, lessons, right? Because again, like I've stopped saying that to say experiences, because even by calling it a lesson, um, there's no grade. Like we're not, there's no, because when it's a lesson, it's almost like, oh, I'm going to teach you. Like you're like somebody's teaching you something or you're learning. And you are. It is teaching and learning because, like you said, our children teach us so much. Like, oh my God. Like it's nuts. It's insane how much our children teach us. But I'm experiencing, oh, I'm having this is a crazy experience I'm having, right? Like to go through all of that, that's a crazy experience. So maybe like if you change the word when you're about to say, what is this lesson? Be like, okay, what is this experience I'm having? And then maybe try that word too to see if that doesn't shift things for you when you're thinking about it.
Okay.
Like instead of saying lesson, be like, okay, I'm experiencing this. Because I feel like lesson is harsh. You know,
Yeah.
it's almost like
It has like a negative
it
connotation
feels
to
like a negative lower
yeah,
vibration.
right,
Yeah. So that's
right.
why experience is more like this is it this why is this ugly? You know, like people are like, why me? Like, well, okay, why not me? In every sense of the word. Why not me with abundance and why not me? Okay, I'm experiencing this, you know, like, okay. And like
Yeah.
you said, like, why? You know, and
Yeah.
okay,
Oh, for I want to say not years, but I say why him? Like
why? Yeah.
why him? Like I mean,
And
but
you don't
again,
see it
I don't
yet?
know.
Because he's going to be amazing. Like whatever he is going to do in life, obviously, you know, and that's like, holy shit, I didn't see it. And I can't imagine, I'm not going to downplay it. Like that's, you know, it's going to take time for you to heal from that. As a parent, I cannot even begin to imagine, Marianne, and I honestly don't even want to, what it was like to see your child like that. And like you said, he had to learn how to walk, talk, eat, swallow. I can't. There's a lot that you're still processing. Do you know what I mean?
For
So
sure, for
more
sure. I
Reiki
mean,
for you too. Let me know. I'm ready when you,
ugh,
you
oh,
know,
you're
but
so
like,
sweet.
yeah,
No,
the
I
processing, you're doing all the things that you can do. You're taking the time to understand this shit. You're meditating. You're holding space for him. You're, you know, you're muted, Karina. You're muted. But yeah, you're doing all the things. Like,
You're
well,
doing
and
you're
I
yeah, go ahead.
it was a blessing for me to, kind of find this because, there must have been some sort of divine power getting me up every day, but I really I did it for him. I mean, he had I was always he had and I was never going to leave his side. And so no matter how hard it was, I had to put all of my feelings aside and there was no woe is me. There is like there was an intervention to get me out of his hospital room because I was literally going insane and not being able to focus. So I mean, you know, it was definitely lots of experiences for sure, and
mhm.
I look back at them a lot differently now after 3 years than I did, and had a lot of PTSD with the flashbacks of him falling out of the um alpine coaster and hitting his head out of my lap. And I used to have uh, I want to say 30 of them a day, and now it's only a couple, and it still hurts, but it hurts a different way. um, and so only because he's come so far. If he was in a wheelchair, paralyzed for the rest of his life, yeah, this would be a different story. And this would be a different feeling. But meditation and everything that I have found to help me heal, I feel finding you guys has really changed my life and helped balance me out and help me see things differently and help me. get through this, now that my son has gotten so strong. So, I can't thank you guys enough for being there and for just, there's no words to really explain my gratitude for having you guys in my life and having me get this far. You have no idea.
Oh, I could like my heart just like I could feel my heart just got so full when you said that. Like, thank you. And it's crazy because even you changed the word to experiences and it didn't like hit different the way you even like coming when you were like, oh, it was a lot of experiences. Like even when
Yeah.
you said it like that, it like was so different. Like even
Yeah.
hearing it come out of your mouth. But yeah, that's why I said like Marianne, I admire you so much. I think you're an amazing human being, and I feel so lucky to have you in my space. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's definitely a
thank you.
mutual energy exchange. I could tell you that for sure. Um, from the day that you picked up that bird at the retreat, I was like, oh, did she just pick up that bird with her bare hands? I was like, oh my God,
In a
like
great
she's
way.
awesome.
It's
Like,
you
yeah.
are amazing inside and out. You're an incredible mother and you're an incredible friend. And every time I'm around you, I'm uplifted and I learn something new. And you always make me laugh on the sly. Like you always throw these like little things in and
Yeah,
you like
she
make me
does.
laugh. And then yeah,
Yeah.
you don't think they're coming, and then she throws one in there, and you're like,
Well, and I
Oh,
even
you
love like
guys are
how
so
you
sweet.
like you got it in dance on the TikTok. When I think about you, I always think about that. I was like, ooh, that girl's got rhythm. I was like, she got right in there, was like dancing. All of everything that retreat. We need another one. But yeah, it was a good one. I was thinking that Karina, the next retreat, instead of so much teaching, like more just holding
experiencing.
space,
Yeah,
meditating and yoga and
holding space with
Definitely.
everybody and just like
yeah, holding space. Like it's about cutting their own.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But oh, Marianne, I
Well,
just
thank
have
you
so much.
guys
Yeah, because we
for
asked in the comments, there's a
listening.
few comments too. But I asked like
Uh,
how did it go?
oh,
Uh,
I didn't see
yeah, no, it's
any of
okay. And then
those.
Ratty
So,
said, how can we not take ownership? We penciled it in. Bless you, Marianne. And then Jill said, you are such an amazing mother. I didn't want you to miss those
oh,
comments. So
oh, thank you guys. Thank you for holding space for all of that. I don't mean to, burden you with all of that, uh,
oh, we
all
asked. You
those
didn't burden.
experiences.
No, we said give it
Okay.
But
to us. We were
Oh,
like, give it to us, Marianne.
we
Yeah.
wanted it. We want, and I want to meet Caleb so much.
I know, me
To meet
too.
him.
Yeah.
I
I
want
want
his
to meet
autograph. Like seriously, he's so serious. Like he's amazing.
he's seriously funny too. He like cracks me up. I mean, the things that come out of his mouth, I'm like, oh my gosh,
oh my God.
So, and he was a sharp kid before too, but he's even funnier and more lighthearted now. So,
Yeah. And Liam
um,
loves soccer. We should get them together. Like it'll be fun.
well, he's having a hard time with that now because he sees that he's not
Mm,
as, he feels he tried to quit this season because he's with the travel team, and the travel team is a little bit more,
competitive.
I guess,
Yeah.
better. And, he's definitely not the player that he used to be, but the fact that he's on the field and he sees that now, he sees that dichotomy. And, my ex-husband wouldn't let him quit. I was like, listen, I'm like, honey, you feel you do what you want because I don't want him to hurt. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I was like, we need to respect what your father wants you to do. And, he has a trainer he works with soccer and, we have him through, oh my gosh. Actually, he's getting neuromodulation like a block over from you, Corina, on Carson Street. I don't know if it's called Sarasette. We're actually both doing it every Monday. So, I mean, we're always doing everything, hyperbaric chambers, all these things just to, give him every benefit that he can to be the best, and they say he's young and that's the best time for it to happen because there's all that neuroplasticity and, you know, we're just doing everything we can for him. He's an amazing kid. And the reason why he has these downsides is the appointments we went to, that I went with him, the doctors talked in front of him whereas there was not that conversation and so he wasn't aware and so that it made it aware. He was aware of, oh yeah, now, oh, I see all the problems I'm having now, whereas it wasn't really apparent to him. So that was damning to his psyche, whereas he didn't see that as, anything happening in his life. And now the doctors are saying it right in front of us, all of us. So that's the way it had to be. And there's a reason why it happened. Like you said, it's going to be now his superpower.
Yeah, even
So
Ratty, she said, I'm excited for his future. And I'm like, yes. I'm
yeah,
honestly like, when you said that, it's like, he's literally being divinely guided to like where he needs to be and go. You know what I mean? And I don't know your ex-husband, but it's like definitely, hold space for Caleb and what he wants. And I know you're not gonna like push, but it's like I just feel like and this the other thing I was going to tell you is when you're sitting there too, because you have the Reiki, put your hands over his crown chakra and literally, like you said, like the neuroplasticity or like whatever it is, like literally just picture his brain healing. And you're just
yeah,
send out those green waves and be like, all right, I am, because we're just holding that space, right? So we don't really like, we let the Reiki energy do what it needs to do. So if you just hold your hands over his head whenever
yeah,
you're called to, you know what I mean? And then just let that energy flow. And like you said, like everything's going to work out the way that it is. Like, but literally also picture that tissue and that muscle like growing and just healing
yeah,
and, becoming whole.
yeah, for sure.
Do that over his head. That's what they're showing me. They were like, tell her to do the Reiki on him. I was like, oh, I forget. I just did Reiki last night on Liam, and I forget to do it all the time. And finally, I was like, Liam, get in my bed because he's having problems with his sacral chakra. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Because it's funny, like I do it for a living, but I so all the time forget to do
Yeah,
it. Like, unless they're like, they get hurt right away, then of course I'm like doing Reiki right away. You know what I mean? Like, all right, okay, but yeah, but do that too, they said. So I'm like, yeah,
yeah. Thank you. Thank you
yeah,
guys.
he's amazing. Yeah,
He is.
yeah,
He
I'd love to
is
meet
for
him
sure.
one
Yeah,
day.
and
Yeah.
I just also heard like whenever the superpower came back up, um, like shifting into like what he can offer his teammates as well. I feel like he's already doing that somewhat, like he's helping someone on the team. I'm feeling like maybe that kid, whoever's on the team, doesn't even maybe he doesn't even know that he's helping him, but I feel like there's like his internal spirit is going to be his superpower. One of
Yeah.
them. One of them. So
Yeah. For
maybe if
sure.
you see him being kind to a friend, maybe like bring that up in his awareness and just say, I recognize that. That was really kind of you. So, yeah. And like focus on those internal beautiful qualities as well, you know?
For sure. For sure. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time and holding space for all of that. It definitely, and the meditation was amazing for me to at least start the day, another hustle through the day, but it gets me in a better space in terms of being functional part of society. Yesterday after that, I was like, I want to go lay in bed. And that would have been the worst thing. I don't lay in bed. And so I just got working around my house. I was like, I'm not answering, work calls. I'm just going to get some stuff done here, enjoy the sunshine. And, it really did help me, but I have to move into a different space. And I already have. I've already shifted this morning, even last night. But I have the faith of my attorney. He's pretty amazing, but the main one we deal with, he's pretty smart. So
Yeah, I wouldn't
and
worry. It's on them, but also I just wanted to pop back on and be like, Marianne, I will always say take a good nap. If your body says lay down, and yesterday was a really nice day, so I probably would have had a problem taking a nap yesterday as well because of where we live, and it's like you got to take advantage. But let your body take a nap sometime.
yeah, I was afraid I was gonna go into some sort of like woe is me mode. And instead, I, hustled around my house and took some Easter decorations down and, swept some things. Usually I have people do this for me because I don't have time to do it. And it was nice to say, hey, I'm spending time and at my house and just enjoying the sunshine and getting things done. So, no,
Yeah.
it was definitely a different day. Gonna get back into my structure and my hustle today, which will take me to, different places, of course. Every day is different in my world, which is always amazing too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
All right.
imagine.
Well, I have a morning call. I have to leave my house at 7:30 to get to export.
Oh,
So
geez. Okay. All right. You go,
thank you
and always
guys.
loving you and holding space for you and everyone else. All right. Love you guys.
Thank
Love
you.
you,
Bye, guys.
everyone.
Thanks
All right.
for
Have a good day,
listening.
guys. All right.
Bye. Love
Bye.
you
Love
guys.
you.
Love you.
Bye. Have a great day.
You too.
You too.